Hi, hello, and welcome back to another video. And welcome back to a remake video. Because after recording my 1 year on YouTube anniversary, I looked at some of my older videos and realized I did like, how do you say? I did a daily routine video. That's the one. And I looked at that and I was like, well, that's not exactly how my daily routine looks now. It's actually a lot more different than I expected it to be. So let's do a new daily routine video. The first big thing, which you have probably noticed if you watched my other videos, is that I no longer live at the Silver Glade Equestrian Center. I have talked about how it was supposed to be for a video series, but that got put on hold because of real life stuff. But yeah, I live at Valedale right now, and I've been really enjoying it. I do want to move back eventually, because Equestrian Center is my home. But yeah, my daily routine. It starts out with checking if I have stable care, which I do, so I don't need to buy any. And obviously I can see that up here too. What I then do is that I do some daily care of my training horses. So I have this little system, I guess, where these 6 stalls are for horses. The next 6 horses I'm gonna train. This stall here is for horse I'm currently training, and the rest of the stalls are for like horses I like or horses I'm planning to take photos with. For example, Wild Spirit was the horse I trained before Malachi to Bullet. I just haven't had the time to go out and take photos with them. So the horses that are here, I train by doing their daily care. And if a horse is Gen 3, I train into level 5. And if a horse is not Gen 3, I train them like this way up until I start training them the normal way, minimum. So we're gonna just go around and do the daily care to do, pick the hooves, give them water, some grooming, brushing, and also give some hay. And I guess a difference from last year is that I rarely do the daily quests that we have in the stable anymore. I don't bother with them very often. I do occasionally, especially if I haven't, I have days when I barely have energy to play, and then I just log in to see if I have stable care, and then that's, it. Those days I don't do this, so if I feel like, let's say I was gonna start training Warm Abyss today, which I won't, the next horse we train is Snow Queen. But if I were gonna start training Warm Abyss today and it's like, oh, but Warm Abyss is just level 4, I would do those to get Warm Abyss to at least level 5. But yeah, that is basically the only time I do those dailies, or if I really want Jorvik Shillings or during a trail base, which I'm done with the current trail base. I got done in the last video, so I don't really have to worry about that. So yeah, just spend a little time doing this. This is like the most important thing for me logging in, so that it's part of the way how I can train a lot of horses in a year is to since we got this, that doing the daily care gives XP. Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. But since it gives XP, this is the way I do it, so that when I actually sit down to train a horse, it's faster, because they won't be starting off all the way from scratch. They're gonna start off later on. The only time I train a horse from level 1 is if there's a horse that I want to take a photo of them right now and they have a special move and I want to do a special move, then I will train them when I buy them up to level 7, and then I'm gonna put them in the pasture and wait for their turn to get trained. because I train horses in the order I bought them. So they're all out here waiting for their turn. And after Topaz spell here, we only have Malachite Bullet left. Until we go out and continue with what I do now, which is gonna be the thing that differs the most from last year's video. Which you can still go watch, because there are still, like, if I still lived at the question center, I think it would look a lot like that still. It just happens that I don't live there right now, so my daily routine looks a bit different. But those, like, it still has... oh wait, that was the wrong one, I would have done that. It's the hay. But it has still changed also, of course, over the years anyway, so it might have been a little bit different, but it would be, like, more similar to that still, I think. So yeah, we're... oh wait, we have it over here. We're done with the training in here, to, like... or, I guess, training prep, you could say. So let's go outside. The first thing I do when I get out is I don't actually do stable chores here all that often. I go to Rianch and I exchange for XP. And now we're going to do three things at once. We're going to look for the satchels, we're going to look for the horses that are wandering around, and we're going to do these runestone puzzles. I haven't unlocked all the runestone puzzles yet, but we're going to do the ones I have. So we're going to start with this one, and I always do the hardest one I have unlocked, which is very hard. Yeah, now we're just going to go around trying to find all these runes. Which I might do in silence, and I'm just gonna put some music for you to listen and maybe even speed it up, so I guess I'll talk to you in a minute maybe?
Find your way on dusky roads, homeward through the fading light. Night is falling, don't be late. Time has come to sleep now.
There we have it. That went by pretty fast, but I also have a pretty good knowledge of where some of these have their runes. We're not gonna do the championship, even though it is here. It's a little bit too close, I feel like. I'm just gonna go here, check so there aren't any satchels up here. Oh, and we're also looking for Hanami, who is over there. Hanami, wait up. So obviously, petting these horses give 200 XP. And you have to have unlocked everything with every horse, like on their paths, like all the quests to get to this point. When you first unlock them, you only unlock that they're like walking around, and then you unlock that you can do quests with them, and then eventually you unlock that you can do this. So that was 102 one. I always try to remember which ones I found and which ones I haven't found, because then I can just look up the coordinates for the ones I haven't found. So that 102 and 124. So we have the 116, 120 and 250 ones left to find. Because obviously they're different places every day, but those are based off the date of month, like the other day of the month. So I just googled like satchel coordinates one day, and I found this spreadsheet that someone had put on Reddit that I saved to my phone. So I don't actually remember who made that spreadsheet, but you can probably just Google like Star Stable satchel locations, and find either like someone posting, like there are probably a bunch of pictures or spreadsheets that people have made and posted for the different days. But I have one. It isn't 100% correct. There's one of them that isn't like accurate. One of the days, I can never remember which one, but I entirely forgot which runes I'm looking for. So we have a Y, C, spiral, wide triangle. If it's upside down, I call it pointy triangle. I know they're the same, but these are my names. So Y, C, spiral, wide, and LC. Okay. That's a B. So C is over here. I do know that one. And do I have a spiral? Yeah, we have a spiral and a Y. And both of those are over here. So Y, spiral. Now we need LC and white triangle. And white triangle is over here. And then LC. LC should be somewhere around here, I think, right? Yeah, there's LC. And we are like, yeah, 14 XP short of leveling up. Great, but we're gonna get those. So I feel like we have probably gotten everything from over here. So let's, you know, I guess this is also my route. Like I do run this route like every day, so you're getting the route I'm doing all these things in as well. Obviously I might spend like longer looking for one horse one day over the other, depending on like the precise position of where that horse is when I log on or run, because obviously they're walking like set paths. Yeah, just round this tree because sometimes there's a satchel there. And check. Oh, we have a satchel there. I'm also just checking for the horse, the Birkir. There's 121. So now it's 116 and 250 that we're missing. So yeah, oh, we have another one here. Just finding all of them today. 250, so it's 116 that we're missing. And if I don't find one satchel when just running around, yeah, that's when I look them up. I used to always have to look them up, but it's gotten better, where it's like I rarely do need to. Let's see. There is. It could be over here. I don't feel like it should be here today. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we're gonna go back and up on that little like hill by the tree. I don't think there's a satchel up there. I feel like when I get this close I should be able to tell, but I'm gonna go up and check just in case. Also keep a lookout for Anthea. I was like, it's Hemera and Anthea. Oh, there's Anthea. So yeah, I love these horses. I feel like they're some of the most unique magical horses. A lot of people complain like, oh, they're unicorn without being unicorn. They have fairy wings without being a fairy, and I don't see those as wings. I see those as like magical leaves. I understand why people thought of them as wings. I didn't even back then, but yeah, like, you know, everyone interprets things differently. That's, you know, why a picture can say more than 1,000 words. Is one of the reasons, obviously, because you can illustrate something that would take a lot of words to explain. But it's also because what you see is interpreted by like who you are and like what you know and what mindset you have, or your culture, or what media you consume, or what you like, or whatever. So there's a lot of things, but I think they're really cool. I would like more of those unique magical horses because I love magical horses, and I feel like we currently only get magical horses as part of events, which didn't used to be a thing. So that is a bit sad in my opinion. gonna go around up here. I feel like this is the part where it's hardest for me to find satchels around these trees because I don't never know behind which trees to look. Okay. Oh, it's probably in this stump. Which then means that, yeah, we have now found all the satchels, so now I don't need to go look for those. Now we're gonna be on the lookout for Erinis. There Erinis is. I could just remember what I named my Erinis. I couldn't remember what Erinis was actually called. So my Erinis is called Nyx, or Night Queen Nyx, which is she's a Greek goddess of night, or a Greek. She's a Titan, so pre-gods. But yeah, I think she's pretty cool. We're see if we can find Hemira. And do this runestone while we're here. So I want a C, an LC, a J, greater than less than symbol is what I call that one, and a percentage. Let's see, so none of these, no. I know where the percentage is because I can see it. So this is the one I've had the shortest time, so it's the one where I know the placement of the runes the worst. I have a J, right? Yeah, I have a J. Now we're missing a C and a greater and less than. So C, and that's a triangle. That's a B, and that's an upside down IL. Oh, that's there we have it. So now I only have one runestone left, and we also have 2 horses, but I can see one. So this is... Oh wait, we have 3 horses, sorry, because we didn't see Birker. So I'm gonna go back and look for Birker, or... yeah, Birker later. But we're gonna go up to look for Petra, and also do the last runestone, which also is also up here in the mountains. And then we're gonna go back to Valedale after we've done Birgit too, of course. Okay, so let's keep our eyes open. There she is, or he is. I don't actually know Petra's gender. Come on. Okay, I feel like we stopped Petra in a bad place. Can I please be allowed to dismount somewhere? Thank you. There. And then we're just gonna continue up here into the mountain to do the last runestone. Which obviously, as you can see, I've already got them back up over 2000 lights again, which is the whole point of doing these things, so I have enough light to exchange for XP every day. A Y, a pointy triangle, a J, a C, and a LC. So Y, point, J, C, and LC. I think we have an LC here. No, that's a greater one. Or the C. Don't we have a C like around here? Well, we have a pointy one. And we have a Y. So we found those. So now just want J, C, and LC. And we have J here. And we want the Z. Oh, LC is over here. And then it should be, yeah, here. Come on. I have to jump to reach it. Do I have too small of a horse? Okay, good. Now we can just run down and try and catch Birgir. Before we're gonna go back and do our daily crafting. I guess I should probably talk about something while we run. We're pretty late into fall. It's the 23rd of September when I'm recording this. And like, it's not cold out yet really, but it's like, it's getting like that the like very, I want to call it the bright air. That's not how you say it. It's like very crisp, clean air that it just smells like fall, but it hasn't gotten like all rainy and stuff yet. And like, I can like when it's a little bit of rain in the air, a little bit of fog. It's very cozy. Like in Swedish we have this word ruggigt, and it's usually quite negative a word, but both my mom and I, because it kind of was that weather on Sunday, and both my mom and I was like, yeah, it's ruggigt, but in a nice way. Like, we like it. We want it to be like this, because it's like cozy, and we could cozy up with some warm drinks. We're actually into I was about to went into town, but we went to the mall, because I had my mom pick up a new cell phone because hers is about to die. It's like a lot of stuff that's supposed to do like just doesn't work anymore. But it's like 7-8 years. So yeah, that's longer than they're like made to last. So it's really good that she's been able to use it for so long. But I went to pick up a new phone with her, and then we had to go somewhere else to buy a case for it because they didn't have it in the store with solar phone, because she wants one of those phones that's like very durable when she's in the stable, one that's like really, that's more like waterproof than the phones, and that can handle being like dropped into on her hard surfaces from quite a high like distance, because she needs that because she spends so much time in the stable. I mean, I do too, but also I don't always bring my phone with me out. For reference, we live at a farm with a stable, so it's not like I leave my phone at home and I drive to the stable. No, like, I'm just like walking across the farm from the house to the stable. And when I don't take my phone out as much in the stable. Like, I don't take as many photos. I don't answer phone calls in the stable. I put my phone on silent and stuff. So I don't feel like I need one. And I also don't drop my phone as much as my mom. But yeah, I want to pick up, help her pick out a new phone and pick out a phone case for it. And then my mom treated me to a pumpkin chai latte, and she bought one too. Because she never had one, and she said it was really nice, which it is. And it was just a perfect like cold weather, because it's been really warm in the morning. So I was like, oh, I want to just stop buy one for myself, because I was like, oh, I've wanted a pumpkin chai for a while. And then mom was like, I'm gonna treat you as a thanks for the help, but it's changed from warm to like colder, so I bought a hot beverage, and so did she, and it was like really good. And I fear I have I fear what will happen, because there isn't like a coffee place, like we don't have Starbucks in it's called Starbucks. We don't have Starbucks in Sweden. We used to have when I was like little, but I've never been, and obviously like even if we had, I wouldn't shop at Starbucks in this day and age. but we have Espresso House. That's like the chain of coffee stores we have in Sweden, and there isn't anyone close to where we live. But my mom drives past one on her way to work, and I'm like, oh, this might be bad. Like it's not like if because like I have to really go out of my way. Oh wait, I've made more than I was supposed to. I just got carried away. I was gonna make 20. I always make 20 garden powder, but I got carried away talking about the pumpkin chai. But I did that, and it was really nice. It was like the perfect weather for it, and that's what I was talking about. But when I craft here, I have 20 garden powder, which is gonna vary from day to day how many I make, depending on how many I ended up using and how many I found. Then I'm gonna make hay, so that I have 7. I had accidentally made one too many yesterday, that's why I already have one left over. But we're gonna make 7 hays, so I already have the hay when I log on tomorrow. 5, 6, and then we're gonna make a 7th. And then what I will do if I feel like I have time and energy is that I'm just gonna make a bunch of what are they called? Jar of wisdom. And I don't have a set amount. I just make these so I gather them up, and then when Bella and I play together, we're gonna share these. Since if you are in a group with someone, if you know, when you use one of these craftable jar of wisdoms, not the big ones you get from Trailblaze, those are only individual, but these small ones that you can craft, you can share XP with people if you're in a group together when you use these. So she'll make a bunch and I'll make a bunch, and then we'll play together. We're gonna be in a group and we're gonna just use all of these at once. So I'm just gonna make a couple. I'm gonna make at least 10, I think. So I'm gonna be like an even number. Jar of wisdom, and yeah, like I feel like I have a lot of time today, so we can do like the full longer one. Because obviously this is something I don't always do. I do this when I feel like I have time. I'll make like 10 of these, so that I have jars when Bella and I play together. But obviously all of this crafting uses a lot of plants, so you know, let's fix that. Do I have... I don't have the call command unlocked, so I'm gonna try and use the follow command. And I just plant a bunch of stuff. I use a lot of rubia, because that is used for the... what's it called? It is used in the garden powder, it is used in... Come on, Malachite bullet. Come on. Can't do it. Yeah, it's used in a lot of stuff, so we'll use a lot of rubia. So it's mostly gonna be rubia here. I also use a lot of flax to craft hay, but I feel like flax is one of those stuff I tend to pick up a lot when just running around, so I don't grow a lot of it. I think I'm currently actually not growing any, because there are times when I feel like I have enough flax and then I just don't grow any, because I won't harvest it because I have so much already. And obviously I get light from this too, so that's because I have unlocked that, so that is very good. I have like, I don't know. Yeah, as you can see, I have very little rubia. I might even have to, like, later day log on and harvest another to make sure I have enough rubia for, like, tomorrow. Because I don't always harvest everything here, because I don't feel like I have the time. It is quite time consuming. I do recommend using the interactive UI thing to see, like, where you are looking, what thing you're currently gonna be harvesting. Because it does make it a lot easier. Also, if you have a good phone that can run the game well, it can be easier to just do this on phone too. My old phone didn't used to run Star Stable great because it was a budget phone. Like, I'm not the type of person who's gonna spend like like the equivalent of $2,000 on a phone. I don't spend that much on my PC, and my PC is better than my phone is ever gonna be. Like, I spent like half of that on my PC, and this PC is way stronger. It can do a lot more for me than my phone is ever gonna be able to, and it's probably gonna outlast the phone too. So I didn't used to have a great phone, but I realized because of like a lot of the metals needed to make like new phones to produce them. There's a lot of like environmental and sustainability issues in mining those, so I realized when my old phones were acting up, I had already decided I didn't want to buy a brand new phone because of like all the problems that goes into that. So I bought a refurbished phone from a company that like refurbished them, and then I kept the original battery because they also like guarantee that they need to be of a certain quality to sell them. So I think it was like 85% of capacity minimum had to be left, or they wouldn't sell the phone. So I have a pretty strong phone now that I can game on to some extent. Like, I can play Star Stable without any problems. So I could do this on my phone now if I wanted to, but also I don't like playing games on my phone. I liked doing that when I was like 10, and I don't judge anyone who likes to play on their phone, but I feel like I have... Come on, Malachi. I have such good computers, and even like when I didn't have good computers, I feel like the just experience of playing something on a PC is a lot better than playing on a phone. So that's why I personally don't want to play on a phone. It's also like why I kind of get like not upset, but I find it annoying when like games that start to develop, like I play a bunch of games that you can play on both phone and PC, and those are on console too. Most others, so like I play Star Stable, that's on a PC, Mac, and mobile. But I also play or I used to play Genshin. I don't really play that anymore. But yeah, I play Genshin, I play Honkai Star Rail, and I play Infinity Nikki, which all those are on phone too. And while Infinity Nikki don't run well on phones, I used to play Genshin primarily on my iPad actually, and I have played a lot of Honkai Star Rail on my phone too. And while those still run great on phones, I don't feel like when I'm playing the main game that there at any point was a decision made, like, primarily to promote mobile players. Like, when stuff is different in the UI for mobile players, it was made just for mobile players, not for PC players too, like in Star Stable. Like, and obviously you can't really compare games like Infinite Nikki, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin Impact to Star Stable because they're different genres of games. Because while all of them are like story driven, like, I would like to call them role playing games, even if you don't make your own characters in Infinite Nikki and Genshin and Honkai. But hello, yeah, you're in the way. But they're open world story driven games, just like Star Stable. But okay, Malachi, we're doing this. But they are also gacha games, and gacha games are designed with the intention of you the player, spending a lot of money on the games. There are a lot of microtransactions in those games, even if you don't have to do them. I I'm entirely free to play in Honkai Star Rail. I have only bought the Battle Pass once in Genshin, and I have bought the Battle Pass twice in Infinite Nikki. So like in total on all those 3 games I've spent what, $15 I think around is like the equivalent of what I've spent on those games over the years in total. And like obviously Infinite Nikki haven't been out for a full year yet. But I've played Genshin since early 2022, so that's a long while. So I obviously spent a lot more on Star Stable. I don't want to talk about how much money I spent on this game because it's it's a lot. But I've also played this game for almost a decade now. In December again, I'm gonna have played Star Stable for 10 years, which is a really long time. So yeah, we've done the farming crafting now, so we're just gonna go. I don't really like the races here in Hollywood, so we're just gonna run through to collect some light while we're going and run to Steve's and do stuff at Steve's. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep talking about what I was talking about. So I don't think we can compare them. The team sizes are a lot more for all those 3 games. They have much larger budgets because they're based on the whole thing that people pay money to hopefully get in Genshin and Star Rail its characters, and in Infinite Nikki its outfits. And it's based on that whole mechanic, and that is RNG, where like you spend an in-game currency, kind of like star coins that you can buy, but unlike star coins you can also earn through gameplay, but it's a lot slower and it's a lot less. And to make pulls there are wishes, and you have like a certain percentage to get what you want, and that's gonna get increased with time, so you're always like, oh, I just want to make one more and one more and one more. So people spend a lot more money on those games. It's also played by a lot more people who can spend a lot more money. And Star Stable isn't designed like that. Star Stable don't have those huge teams and such big budgets. So comparing like what Star Stable can make with what those games can make isn't fair, because they are competing in entirely different leagues in all types of resources. But the thing I am talking about, we don't have a cluster, but with the UI update last year to the wardrobe, we obviously needed it. We needed a new UI. We also needed it to get bigger, and I do prefer the new one over the old one. I still don't like how it's a full window thing, and we have this like window to the side to rotate the player. And I know people back when Global Store came out, everyone was like, I want the closet to be like Global Store. I've always been against it, as I mentioned in my preparing for a fall shopping spree video. I don't like Global Store, and I never have. I think it's cozy to run around and do my shopping, but also I've never liked the window or anything about it. So I don't want Global Store. And I never wanted the wardrobe to be like Global Store. And a lot of people also realized that when we got the update. It's like, hey, I don't actually like this. I don't want a window here where I'm rotating, and also the lighting is kind of weird. And while the lighting is weird in the stable, like I can just turn my horse around if the lighting's bad to one side, and like I'm not rotating the horse when I'm rotating the camera in the closet, because I'm actually rotating the camera around the horse and not the horse on like a platform. So the lighting is always going to be bad on one side and good on one side. It never gets good. I do actually do stable chores at Steve's when I get here. Don't ask me why I don't do the fail tail, but I do it here. I don't know. But yeah, I don't enjoy it, and it feels like very mobile. Like, on mobile, it makes sense to have the closet like that. I don't feel like it makes sense on PC, and I don't enjoy it, and I never did. It's like, okay, this is a thing, I don't like it, but it's what we have, and it is better than the old one, but I would prefer if we didn't. Do I think we're ever gonna get where it's not like that anymore? No, because it feels a lot of time like Star Stable is. Like, obviously, things need to work on mobile, since the game is on mobile. But as someone who only plays on mobile when I don't have access to my PC, like... So 2 weekends ago now, when you're watching this video, I was off competing with my mom for 3 days, or she was competing, I was her groom. It was a 3-day thing, so we stayed at a hotel for 2 nights, and in the evenings I would play Star Stable on my phone to gather points for the Trailblaze track. That's the only time I play on phone, or like if I'm away somewhere. I never play on my phone at home. I think the controls are really messy and they don't respond. Like, okay, like, for example, maybe I can do this on mobile, it's just like, it never reacts the way I want it to. So I'm standing still. If I start and I hold down D, so I turn around, I can still increase my speed without letting go of D, which makes me turn to the right. I can't do that. I have to only press 1 at a time when steering on mobile, and I hate it. It means that I can't go as fast, it means that I don't have as much control, it means that races are harder, it means that championships are basically impossible. I don't think it's an enjoyable experience. I don't like the smaller screen. It still lags more, even though I have a phone that if I hadn't bought my phone refurbished, it would have been $2,000. I did not pay $2,000. I paid not even a quarter, I don't think, of that, because it's a refurbished phone. But like, it is an expensive phone. It's a phone that's made for like gaming. One of the things it's supposed to be really good at is gaming, and photography too. But oh, I forgot I was gonna go to Bonnie and exchange my recyclables, because that's what we're gonna do now. Like, that is. So I don't know. Like, I don't think playing on phone is enjoyable. If you have a PC, like, Star Stable can run on a pretty bad PC in my experience. You don't need something super fancy. I feel like we kind of might be getting to the end of this video, actually. I'm just complaining about stuff now. Maybe I should finish this. So we can do Marley. I'm gonna see if we do anything else. But basically, the way this training, or the way I train right now is, obviously I go to Steve. I usually do the races in the paddock too. I just forgot them. I don't have the energy to go back. But then I do Marley. I go up and I do the racetrack. I do Mario, and then I go to the equestrian center stuff. I do medieval camp, and then I do all of Golden Hills. And then, like, where I go after that depends. But that is kind of how my current training looks. But yeah, as someone who is primarily a PC player, I'm never gonna be a mobile player, because I don't think gaming on mobile is enjoyable. The smaller screen, the worse graphics, it takes up so much storage, and the phone overheats a lot more than a PC or a laptop is also a PC. Like, I get a lot more problems with that. And since I'm also holding the phone, which I'm not doing with a laptop or a PC, that becomes a bigger problem, because then it like burns my hand. So it's not enjoyable. So yeah, I'm never gonna be a mobile player, so when stuff is made and it feels like, yeah, this was made for the benefit of mobile players and it isn't benefiting me, but I got the update anyway, because obviously, like, in this case it was intertwined. Like, I wouldn't have gotten a better closet if I didn't get the like mobile-esque UI, but it feels very much like the UI is meant for a mobile player, and I'm not a mobile player, and it bugs me how, based on your like size of screen, how many slots are shown on in the storage in your wardrobe, like how do you say, like X versus Y axle, I guess, or axis, yeah, like X axis and Y axis wise, if you're gonna, like, how many are horizontal and how many are vertical, basically depends on like the resolution of your screen. So that means that if I play on another computer with another screen resolution, which none of my computers do, but like if I then open on my phone, like where things are positioned, it's gonna change depending on the resolution of the unit I'm playing on. So and I don't like that I have to scroll. If you have seen the way I organize my closet after update, I have it so that I don't have to scroll. Like the lines I have to scroll, I don't put the stuff there because I know I'm gonna forget to scroll. So I don't. Like those aren't in use whatsoever. Yeah, I was in moments like, should I buy an ultra wide screen? But like that's a lot of money. And maybe one day I want to have an ultra wide screen, but we'll see. Next, like I was in next PC upgrade. I recently had a PC upgrade where I added extra fans, and I also added a second SSD for storage. But like next thing I buy for the PC is gonna be a new keyboard. I have a good mouse, I have a good enough screen, I have a very cheap keyboard that I got simply because I needed a keyboard when I bought my old desktop PC that I bought in 2020. So that I had a PC, so that I had a keyboard, and it's just a cheap Logitech office keyboard. I didn't buy anything fancy because I am looking for a new keyboard, and I'm also like waiting to see if anything good goes on like sale. But like, I want something that is better for gaming, so that because obviously I can still do double inputs like I talked about. Like I can press D and still like slow down or go faster because I'm pressing 2 keys at once. And in Starstable it's fine, but like when I still played Genshin, it would sometimes like it wouldn't react because I was trying to do a lot of more things a lot faster in combat when I was like switching characters, and I was doing like in Genshin you have 3 attacks. You have like your normal weapon attack, this like with your mouse button, and then you have like a special attack on E and an ult attack on Q. So I was trying to press a lot more buttons once I was moving, I was dodging, I was attacking, I was doing my E, I was doing my ult, I was swapping characters with 1, 2, 3, 4. And a lot of times in battle things wouldn't happen because I was doing too many inputs for my keyboard at once because it's not a gaming keyboard. So I'm looking for a gaming keyboard, but I want one that's 100% in size. I don't want I want a numpad, basically, is what I want, because I use a numpad in Star Stable. Like now I'm playing with the arrow keys and numpad. I do mostly play with WASD and my mouse, but I play just as well with the arrow keys and how do you say, the zero numpad to jump. I play just as well with those as I do, and that's partially because have I mentioned it here or on my Instagram? I have joint problems, or joint pain and muscle pain, and it comes and goes, and it's worse sometimes and better sometimes, and fall and spring is usually when it's the worst. So sometimes I have like wrist pain in my left wrist, and then like playing games with WASD can be painful. So then I play with the arrows, or sometimes I have pain in both, but I still want to play games. So then I'm gonna like 30 minutes with each and change, and I can do that with Star Stable. So I want to keep a 100% keyboard with a numpad. That's like the thing. And then I also like I don't want to order one online, or I wouldn't mind. I could order one online if I already tried it, but I won't be able to try it out in store to hear how loud it is, because one of the things with this keyboard, at least when I started out, was that you could often hear my keys, and it bugged me. So I wanted one that was quieter, but I haven't been able to find one that is quieter and 100% that I can try out in stores, because stores usually only display 85% once or 80% once or whatever they are, like, or 60, like it's the smaller sizes, because people usually want smaller size keyboards today, you know, so they don't take up as much space on your desk, which I get, but I don't mind. Like, I'm used to having a full-size keyboard. I would never not want a full-size keyboard. So I have a full-size keyboard, and I want to stay that way. But then I can't try them in stores, because stores you only usually display ones that aren't 100% size. So that's my first world problem right now, or have been for almost a year now, actually. But I haven't found anything good yet, but you know, I'm gonna keep looking. Yeah, I guess, like, yeah, I already told you like where I would be going, but I feel like we have hung out for quite a while. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. This is my current daily routine in Star Stable. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and, you know, comment. What is like your thing you feel like you have to do every day when logging in, or don't have to do, but like what's the things you want to do every day when logging in? Like, what is kind of your daily routine? And obviously, if you made this far, you might enjoy more of my videos if you haven't seen me before, perhaps, or, you know, if you aren't already subscribed, you might enjoy more of what I'm doing. I post primarily Star Stable stuff, but bit of other stuff like Sims, for example, too. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, so maybe you would enjoy that and consider now subscribing and sticking around. I appreciate everyone who does so a lot, and I guess I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.